I was meant to be new. I was meant to be beautiful. The world would have looked to the sky and seen hope, seen mercy. Instead, they'll look up in horror because of you.
Look, you all know I love Age of Ultron. I talk about it in nearly every video. Even videos that have nothing to do with Marvel, I find a way to bring it in. Cause, well, I love it. It's my favorite movie of all time. And yeah, make all the jokes you want about me being an MCU stan or whatever. But when it really comes down to it, Age of Ultron is a masterpiece. But I can say stuff all day long. I could say the sky is purple or that lizard people aren't real. They're holding me hostage, please help. Saying stuff doesn't make it true. To prove a point, you need to explain yourself and show evidence. So, that's what we're doing today. We'll be taking a look at one of the best scenes in Age of Ultron and explaining why it's so great. The scene, in particular, we'll be looking at is Ultron's monologue to Black Widow, the scene where Ultron reveals his inner feelings and becomes one of Marvel's best villains. So, what makes this scene special? What makes it one great scene? I mean, that's the title of this series, One Great Scene. So why is this scene great? Well, to answer this question, I think it's important to look at Ultron's motivation. At his core, Ultron wants peace. However, what he sees as peace means the absence of conflict. For him, he sees any conflict, any disagreement, as fighting, and therefore, it conflicts with his programming. And as Sniper once,
as long as there's two people left on the planet, someone is going to want someone dead.
And as we all know, Ultron goes rogue, kills Jarvis, and fights the Avengers. But this isn't where it gets confusing. Ultron doesn't just start work on his evil plan, instead, he teams up with the twins. And now yes, teaming up with the twins does make his plans go faster, but there's another reason he does this. Something more than just efficiency. Ultron is just lonely. He wants someone to talk to, someone to be with, someone to share. He doesn't need the twins, but he still teams up with them anyway, even though his final goal means that they would die. And when they find this out, they betray Ultron and steal the cradle. And this now leads us back to the scene in question. Ultron has Black Widow as his prisoner and is building his meteorite. But this brings up a common question in the film. Well, two common questions actually. Why doesn't Ultron just kill Natasha? She's right there, why doesn't he kill her? And the second one, why does he decide to build a meteorite? Well, in this scene, he explains both. Ultron keeping her alive is for two reasons. One, he wants to bring the Avengers to him, classic evil villain style. But two, and the more interesting one, he wants to show her his plan. Not because he wants to show he's better than her, although, he does have a superiority complex, but instead because he doesn't have anyone else.
I wasn't sure you'd wake up. I hoped you would. I wanted to show you. I don't have anyone else.
He keeps her alive to share with her. Just like humans, Ultron is a social creature. He feels that he needs to show and share, be surrounded by other people, just like we do. Maybe it's because he was programmed that way, maybe it was because of the Mind Stone, or maybe, just maybe, he has emotions. He's more than just a robot. He keeps her alive to share with her. And that's why he's so interesting, because his goals and programming directly go against his wants and self-desires. He's quite literally self-destructive. He wants one thing, but he has to do another. And that's what really makes him interesting. But what about the other thing? Why does Ultron build a meteor? Well, his first plan is to go for the nukes, but he gets locked out by Tony, so what next? Ultron in this movie mimics the Bible in a lot of scenes. He constantly talks about Christianity, and he is shown a lot to mimic God in some of his scenes. Or does the MCU even have a God or Jesus? I don't know, I'm an atheist, it doesn't affect me. But Ultron sees this beloved figure, God, and wants to be sort of like him. He wants to be loved by the people, even though he has to kill them. So he builds himself a body in that image, the vision of what he sees himself as. And of course, that doesn't go so well for him. But with him seeing himself as God, he also wants the end of the world to be poetic. He chooses a meteor because it's something he views God would do. Just like the dinosaurs, the end of life comes from above. And now we get to his monologue. one of the best scenes in not just Marvel films, but in film history, at least in the opinion of the 17-year-old kid who lives with his mom and writes video essays about this movie. I need a life. Anyone have a free boyfriend or girlfriend? Please, I'm lonely. Ultron opens up about his feelings. He tells Natasha how lonely he is. He talks about the purity of meteors in his eyes, how they are a fresh start for his new world. Ultron now doesn't view himself as God or similar to God, but instead as what he truly is, a metal monster. He destroys his old body and unveils his new one. Not the shiny silver we were used to, but instead a dark gray monstrosity that will end the world. And, well, then he kills Quicksilver. Why would you do this to me? Why do you hate me, movie? But, anyways, that's why I think this is one great scene. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And bye!